And welcome back to Janky AF and Year of the Aerostar, episode 10. Nice little milestone there. And today we have something very special again, and this is a 1993 Ford Aerostar ice cream truck. It's listed for $3,500 in Katy, Texas, and it just looks like it's in immaculate condition. Now, one of the things I always preach with Aerostars is they're this utilitarian vehicle, and they were marketed as like a cargo van and a passenger van, but they're a do-anything van. They're a do-anything vehicle. There's so many different incarnations of the Aerostar. You've seen police vehicles, fire vehicles, taxis, obviously passenger vehicles, cargo vehicles for any number of businesses, plumbers, carpenters, painters, etc. And here we have an ice cream truck. So it's like just another cherry on top, if you will, of the versatility of the Aerostar. $3,500, fair price, I think, for how clean this looks. Let's go around quickly. Now you see I'll have the wonderful ice cream flavors that are offered by this car plastered all over. We have some SpongeBob, some drumsticks. I do enjoy a drumstick. Now there used to be an ice cream truck that would come around when we were painting, and they had, you know, those like little strawberry shortcake bars with little crumbles on them. They had those, and they had a chocolate one, but then they had a toasted almond, and it was Mrs. Dingaling was her name, and that toasted almond, you couldn't get it anywhere else. And wonder if that, or there's the strawberry shortcake right there. But so I have these fond memories of this little ice cream truck that used to come around. And if only it were an Aerostar, that would have been, you know, the creme de la creme there. So this is a 1993 Ford Aerostar. 1993 is one of my favorite years of the Aerostar. It was right in the middle. Sort of, you could get any Aerostar you wanted in 93. All-wheel drive, manual transmission, short wheelbase, long wheelbase. Again, not wheelbase, but short length, long length. It was just sort of one of the peak years of the Aerostar. It had gone through the interior facelift, so it was a little bit more modern inside, and just a great, great year. And also, I'm not sure exactly what colors were offered in which years, but I don't think they were all offered in all years. And in 93, you could get this beautiful sort of like aqua teal color. And this to me is like the epitome of a 90s color, and I just love it. It's like this bluish, greenish teal. As we see the other side here without the ice cream stickers, you can just kind of get a nice profile of the van here. And this color just shimmers in real life. It's just a beautiful color, and it's somewhere right between. At certain angles, it just looks like it's a dark green, and certain angles, it looks like much more blue, and darker or lighter. But it is just like this beautiful aqua teal, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite Aerostar colors. I think it looks so good on this car. You have your beautiful little siren up here, which is great. You have one hubcap missing. This almost looks like doesn't even look like I guess it is maybe a Ford hubcap. It almost looks like a Chrysler hubcap or something like that. And of course, I love steel wheels, and a blacked out steel wheel just looks like wonderful to me. Years and years before, you know, you had $40,000 Toyota RAV4s with these black chrome wheels and everything. Now, don't get me wrong, they're cool. They're a slick looking wheel. But way back when, just pop that hubcap off, leave your steel wheel there, get a little brake dust on it, and that was sort of like the original. And it looks wonderful here. I love all the sort of accoutrement, these giant signs. Stop for children, children crossing. Of course, you want to be safe. Looks like there's a little brief bit of bumper damage down there. This is a great picture. You know, some would say it's like kind of sacrilege to plaster stickers all over this vehicle, but if I bought this, I would keep it exactly as is. I don't know if I would use it for an ice cream truck, and I guess that has sort of all sort of negative, you know, nasty connotations of people that are, you know, attracting children to their van and stuff like that. But I just think it's a great little time capsule, and the ice cream stickers plastered along the side. You know, they're done in such sort of disregard for the aesthetics of the vehicle that I actually appreciate it, because it's just functionality. You know, it's like, this is an ice cream vehicle. This vehicle exists to serve people ice cream, and I think that's a wonderful thing. So the description, very, very nice. 93 Ford Aerostar, driven NAN miles. I don't know what that means. If someone does, please let me know. Ice cream truck for sale, all caps. Includes 2 freezers, with converter for each freezer. Now, I think she meant to say with, but switched up the H behind the W instead of at the very end. Maybe she didn't. Now, I don't want to make assumptions here, but it's funny that if it was a typo, it turned into actually a correct version of slang. So it's got 2 freezers with converter for each freezer. So I thought that was kind of funny. Ice cream's included, fully loaded. It's the most literal example of a fully loaded vehicle. It's actually loaded with ice cream. Now, I don't know if she's keeping these ice creams cold. It's been listed for 2 weeks, so hopefully those ice creams are still cold, and if they are, if the freezers are plugged into the converters, it's fully decked out, but I don't know if that's draining the battery. I don't know what's going on, but I take her word for it, and she's the ice cream lady, not me, so I assume she knows what she's doing. 1993 Ford Aerostar, again, 218,426 miles, and you would never know by looking at this thing. It looks so clean. I'm guessing this is the 3.0 instead of the 4.0 V6. But, I guess if you're just doing trips around the cul-de-sac and stuff like that, then you can easily pack on, well over 200,000 miles. Who knows what it was, if it was always an ice cream truck or used for something else first. Presumably it's had many lives. Here's a great example of the slide open windows on the Aerostar that are so cool and handy. Just a really cool thing that Ford did. Again, like we had an old Chevy Venture, and that window kind of popped out on a clip, but that clip was like, the action on the plastic wasn't great. You kind of hurt your fingers in there. I imagine over time these things get a little, on my 86 Aerostar, the sliders get a little greasy, or need some grease after a while. But just a great system. Now, I think modern minivans, they've finally gone to a roll-down window, but that was sort of technologically prohibitive at the time. So the sliding window, and of course it slides with this great little angle on it, and the glass is angled to match. You have a little tiny, tint here. Just a beautiful piece of engineering, and I think one of the many fine features of the Aerostar generally. This van it's got a clean title, that's excellent, and it's sold as is. And in this case, as is containing 2 freezers full of ice cream. So what more could you ask for? I mean, that's probably $500 right there. So not a bad price for this clean Aerostar. This is in Katy, Texas, as I mentioned. So presumably never encountered rust or salt or any of that. Boy, just a real looker too. Wouldn't you say? It's got obviously your siren, then it's got 2 other little lights on it. You want to make people aware of where you're at. Now this is interesting. A nice interior here. You don't often see this, which is like sort of the beige gray tan interior color, which I think is very svelte and very nice looking. I love a gray interior. My 95 Buick LeSabre has a gray interior. Actually, this is funny because this is the exact, my favorite Porsche 911 spec, my 996 spec, I believe that's the egg yolk 911, which I absolutely love because it was featured in Gone in 60 Seconds. It was the 911 I grew up with. My dream spec on that is, I forget what the official color is. It's this teal aqua color, a little bit lighter than this, but very nice, with a gray leather interior and a manual transmission. So this doesn't have a manual transmission, but it's got the aqua and gray going on, so that's like very nice. You see your power mirrors here, which is a nice feature mounted on the door. So the gray interior, a bit rare on the Aerostar, and there's no piping on these seats. It's just like a plain seat, and you don't even have really much of a two-tone going on with your materials here. But I like that. It's like sort of very simple, basic. I think it works very well with the bold color on the exterior. Beautiful steering wheel there, used in so many Ford products. The Mustang, the Mercury Capri, which is another favorite kind of quirky car of mine. And it looks like here, I'm guessing this is your buzzer for your little ice cream music, So that's pretty cool little custom feature there. Now, if anyone has not heard the song Ice Cream Man by Tom Waits, I highly suggest you go listen to it, maybe right after watching this video, and Janky do Thanky. So there we have the interior. You have your coolers. Now it looks like, I can't tell what's hanging in this basket. I don't know if these, looks like it's maybe just holding up the power line, and presumably there's a converter somewhere. You have this lovely little zebra stripe pillow in case you want to take a nap in the back between shifts, and some stools with all your different labels and everything. Nice coolers. I mean, the coolers alone, again, like the ice cream and the coolers, you're talking, $1,000 right there. So, factor that into the price of the vehicle. Just excellent. Really great. Beautiful 1993 Ford Aerostar ice cream van. I love it. If I lived in Texas, I would probably go take a look at this thing. And who knows, maybe start another entrepreneurial venture. But for now, this has been Janky AF, Year of the Aerostar. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you for the next one, and Janky do thanky.
One small step for man, one giant leap